Hi Tom, kannst du mich hören?
Hallo, ja.
Perfekt.
Kannst du mich auch sehen? Schau mal einmal. Ja,
Ich sehe und höre dich.
wunderbar. Ja, ich habe heute was vorbereitet. Ich glaube, die Leute werden überrascht sein, aber ich habe die Märkte untersucht in den letzten 2 Tagen sehr, sehr intensiv. Und das Wissen werde ich jetzt einfach mal kundtun. Ich werde es versuchen auf Englisch, so gut es mir gelingt. Habe das ganz gut vorbereitet und
Meine Kamera ist wieder weg, ne?
ja, ja, habe ich extra weggemacht.
Okay.
Mache ich gleich wieder an. Und ja, geht darum, dass ich sehe, dass die Mac 7 anfangen ein bisschen zu schwächeln. Was das für Auswirkungen haben kann auf die Märkte. Dann nehme ich ein bisschen Bezug auf die Differenz zwischen DAX und Nasdaq und DAX und S&P, dass das ein interessanter Pair-Trade auch sein kann. Werde auch ein paar Aktien mal vorstellen aus den Mac 7 und denen zeigen, wie ich das gerade so analysiere und technisch bewerte.
Ja,
Und möchte vor allem auch kurz auf eine Analyse eingehen, die ich vor über einem Jahr gemacht habe und überall verschickt habe. Und wenn wir die einfach nur getradet hätten, wäre geil.
ich erinnere mich noch an die Düse.
Ja,
Exzess nach oben.
genau. Mhm. Gut, das würde ich heute machen. Mal gucken, ob es Ihnen gefällt. Wenn nicht, dann haben Sie es nicht verstanden.
Passt, dann
Gut, dann teile ich jetzt meinen Screen.
du teilst dein Screen. Ich mache nochmal eine kurze Discord-Nachricht.
Ja, da habe ich jetzt leider keinen Blick drauf.
Ich habe es schon gemacht. Und dann lasse ich den Rest rein.
Ja,
Passt.
passt.
Einen Moment. So, alle zulassen. Kamera musst du noch anmachen.
Ja, ja, mal jetzt an.
Hello, party people.
Party people in the house.
So, step by step joining. Awesome.
Yes.
Perfect. So you should be able to clearly hear and see us in the cameras, but also the screen sharing. And very important, of course, the disclaimer.
Yes, today's disclaimer is very important because I will explain you a little bit about the market. I prepared a macro pictures for you, only technical, and will show you a little bit about the differences of the markets. This week we have also the inflation um, stories at the market, and it can be give a lot of traffic on the market. And yes, let us have a quick watch about it. Everybody read and understand the risk disclaimer, I hope so. And I will start with market analysis from the DAX future. I created an analysis.
Can you increase the size a little bit, Tom? Because I think it's a little bit small. Kannst du es ein bisschen größer machen und ranzoomen?
Yes,
Perfekt. Ja, perfekt.
I hope it is better. Genau. I created an analysis for the DAX future 13 months ago, and now we are on a very interesting level. And I will explain you what is able or what can happen now. But it's only an idea. It doesn't must happen, but it's possible that it will passieren. Okay, then we will do a quick watch on the Mac 7. Mac 7, I see there's the Mac 7, and we will look at the stocks and analysis together that you understand what I think about it. And based on my market knowledge, I think there will become big trouble, especially for the ETFs, because the ETFs must buy all the time every stocks. They can't decide by themselves what they will buy. They must buy every stock. And I will explain it to you on the German market. For example, in stocks from the car stock like Porsche or like Volkswagen. This is totally important in my eyes to understand the story behind. And let's start. Good. This analysis I created 1 year before, and I made a conversion to the dot-com bubble of 1999. But what was my idea about it? My idea was that when a single segment pushes market up so strong, like we see currently, there's a high probability that markets will fall sharply down, very, very hard. And that was January and 2024. And now we are on this point. I don't know. Also, it's possible that we stay on this point, but I think we stay here. And what happened now is there will become, or we will get a fundamental story. I don't know which one. And the market will go slowly down the first time. And everybody think it will go up and will go up. And then the market will go faster and faster and faster. Yes, my screen is shared. Calvin asked, is the screen shared? Yes, it's shared. Everybody can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And when I look at the market in 1999 and 2000, 2001, we can fall down in the near of 5,000 to 6,500 index future. For the most people, it's impossible to think about it. And for most people, they think I'm stupid. It's okay for me. But the opportunity is present that the market crashes down, but not from today. It takes time at the top. And then when you see that the market go very fast, you must look for the next step. This step is very important that we got a real crash market. And when we go up, for example, for 1 or 1.5 months and the market falls down aggressive, then you know now it's the time that the market will crash down, a very fast crash down. You must understand this way from the course now, 20,000, 22,000, is in the first step, I think, 14,000. And when we arrive this number of DAX standing, I think most people think the story is over and they will buy very aggressive stocks. And after this next step, all the buyers here, most of them buy at this level. You must understand they buy when they think the market is stable now. Then the market goes down and down and down, and they all lose their money and give up. And this is the hardest way to trade for day traders, because most of traders are not longer than 15 years at the markets, don't understand what happened here. This is easy. This is hard. Most of them don't understand what they can do, but we do. We know it and we explain it to you. And then when this way will come, nobody understand what happened at the market. This is very important for you that you have it. And what is the English word for Hinterkopf?
in the back of your mind.
in the back of your mind that you have knowledge about it, that it can happen. It doesn't must happen, but it can happen. Good. 1 year ago, that was my idea. I sent it to everybody I know, and a lot of people think it's not possible, but now we are over than 22,000, and we will see what happened. It's possible that it goes 1,000 pints more, but after it, we can earn so much money with the bearish market you cannot imagine. Okay, this is the first market we will look together. This is S&P 500. These are weekly profiles. You can see the market is not aggressive long. It's supply and demand is fair. This is the technical side of it. Today, I don't want to create with you the checklist. I will give you more, and I hope you are fine with it. This is the way of the chart, and you must wait for this level. When it will broke, I think we go under the lows very fast. It's possible with any news, but we don't know it. Also, we see here was a range, and now the range is lower. When the market goes over the range, we get new highs. This is possible. Don't forget it. Every time it's possible that the market can also go up. But in the moment, the market goes down. And a little bit, and we will see how long we must wait to go outside of this zone. When we look for Nasdaq, it's the same. Nothing happens. Everybody is waiting for the news. When we look to the chart, it's the same. Okay, we closed the gap. We go high, make a new high here. But the market goes down. It's a little bit stronger than S&P. Why? Because now we look later to the stocks inside. For me, it's very important that everybody understand that Max 7, these 7 companies make up about 33% of the index of the S&P 500, and in the Nasdaq, 50% of the whole index. You must think about it. 500 stocks in the S&P 500, the biggest stocks, and only 7 stocks are able to do everything what they want to do with the S&P 500. And the Nasdaq is more. It's very, very crazy, but it is like it is. And now there's an interesting story. This is S&P for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. And we're going up for 40 points. The same in DAX future, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. It was 8 weeks, sorry. We go up for over than 2,000 points. Okay? Or 2,000 points. Here's nothing, here's 2,000 points. Somebody think, okay, this is between the difference only from ES to DAX future, but the same is with Nasdaq. It's the same. The picture is the same. And now we must think about what happened. And currently it happens that the market, I must go down, sorry, here. The market is fallen, the US market is fallen because of the Max 7. And now we can look together how we can create trading ideas for the Max 7. I have a question. Is it interesting for you, or it's only interesting to understand the daily profiles? Please let it me know, because I don't want to langweilen.
So are you interested in the story and the logic or analysis behind it, or do you just want to continue with we are going through the daily profiles and give you the bias? Because that's going to be the next step, but this step will be mainly about the big story in the background. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Okay. I think for every trader, it is very important to understand the main story of the markets. And now it is able that the main story can broke in the future, in the near future. And we must think about what must be happen that we understand now is the point that the story can broke. And I will explain you a little bit about the technical structure of the Mac 7. This is Apple. It's the first one. We remind 50% of the NASDAQ are only created by these 7 stocks. Remember it all the time. And that was the last range. We're going up. We make pullback. Very important. The pullback is done. We create a new supply and demand zone. We go over, we go inside, we go over, but not higher. And now we are inside of the old zone. But we are on the downside of this range. And now we are creating, this is weekly, we are creating inside week. After this week, I think we know what happens. It is able and possible that the market go up and the structure will go on long. But the first lower high, the first coming inside old range, not like here, we are coming inside, is done. And it's a little bit weak. Weak is schwach, or?
Yes.
Yes, it's a little bit weak. And now, when the market goes down, we are falling down for this level at first, because the pullback is done, was done here. Okay? This is very important. Goes up, balance, pullback, balance. When the pullback is created and the market goes down, it goes down to the end of the range. And I think it's possible that we go to the last P-shaped profile where we started the last way up. That's the first stock, Apple. Let us look for Amazon. Amazon is going up, new highs, falling down, and get pullback on this side, go up, range, go up, P. And now we are creating a higher high, but we've fallen down into the P. And now we must wait what happened here under the P. And when we go down under 210, then we have the opportunity that we fall down this level and go like a pullback down for a long and a fast way. Think about every time it's possible that we go up. It's possible. The market is strong long. These are the first possibilities, opportunities that the market is able to change. Okay? But we will sold the market very high that we have a very good Sharpe ratio for us. Good. Next is Google. Google goes over the highs, make pullback, make new highs, make little bit range, new highs, and currently there is a big outside week coming. And outside weeks are aggressive structures. It's a little bit like these 2 weeks, and that was the result after. And now we must wait. Does the market go inside this old range? When we go inside and close the last week, I think the opportunity is high that we fall down this range. I hope everybody understands that the downside is very big, and it's possible that we fall very fast down in the first step. And when we go very fast down in the max 7, for example, in 2 or 3 stocks, the ETFs must sold out a lot of other stocks because the other stocks looks very, very awful. Yeah, I will explain it later in German stocks. This is Meta. Meta looks like a rocket, and this is not healthy for the market when a market goes up from 100 to 700 in 1 year, 1.5 years. This is crazy. Is it a fair price for you? You must decide it by yourself. For me, when I look on the technical side, the fair price, here is the first area of fair prices, and the real fair price is this area. And when market goes down, normally like the way up, it goes hard down. You must create your own chart by it with only the max 7, and then you must compare it together with the whole index, and you will understand when the markets go down, the max 7 go down, it will be very, very funny for us when we are able to trade bearish setups. Here's the next, NVIDIA. This is very interesting for me because that was a high and aggressive structure of NVIDIA. A P and next P. Here is a pullback on the last side. Then we have to create this structure. We go over the structure, make a new high, fall inside, make a new high, go inside. And now we have 1, 2, 3 weeks with lower highs. And the trend is not aggressive long. I think everybody see it. This is the structure before, and now we're going like this one. And the first place we should arrive when the market decide to go under this low is this place by 80. You must remember there was a split 10-1, and this is the price level 800. Okay, it's very, very, very expensive for NVIDIA. And when we think about the story 2 weeks before, what happened when the AI from China is coming and Nvidia is not so important for the whole market. We can imagine that Nvidia go back on a fair price level. And here is the next fair price level. This is 420. Yes, we reduce the price for this size. It will be very hard, but for Nvidia, it's total okay because this is a fair price level, a high price level. In January of 24, we stay in this place, 500, and everybody told Nvidia is so expensive. I told it too, it's very expensive, but the story behind is the KI. And everybody thinks that we only need KI in the world to live, and all other shares are not interesting. But this is not, it's impossible. Good. This is a little bit about the Mac 7. And now we will do a quick watch on the markets like the German stock markets. And this is SAP. It's Jonathan, please help me. This is very a technical title mit sehr viel künstlicher Intelligenz und so weiter. Wie sagt
Yeah,
man?
so SAP in general is they build a software where they kind of handle and support companies and infrastructure. So people or companies that have very complicated logistics worldwide along supply chain and so on. They build a software around this, but also furthermore they expanded the software for how much time what employee in the company is working on. So they, in general, they're a software product, but they're very complicated. The business is like we build a software, but the software to use is so complicated that we need a lot of consultants to use that software. But in general, a lot of companies are using it. And because the hurdle of moving away to another company or software infrastructure is so high that they're like kind of linked to the infrastructure of SAP. And yeah,
And yes, this is the same like Nvidia, and this is not a fair price, but the Germans all the time are very slowly when big markets will change, and they understand it not so far like the American traders and stock traders. And this is the reason why FDAX is going up, 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 and there is a big difference. But also, you must know when the German players are, was heißt ängstlich, angry?
scared.
When the German players are scared, they sold like a machine. And the last two levels where SAP was going to fair prices was 240 and 220, and now there's only a rocket. It's a short squeeze. And I think here's a fair value, 110. This is a dynamic value, and everything over this price level is not fair. And the first level we will reach is 170. Why SAP is so important? Because I think 13% of FDAX is SAP. Yeah. Telekom, 7% of FDAX is as is 7% of the DAX. Yeah, is Telekom. 13% SAP. I think you understand what I mean. Here are a lot of stocks, very, very aggressive long, but the prices are not fair. And by Telekom, you can look, here was the last supply and demand zone. Here was a big seller, but it become aggressive up. And I think the mark will go like this when the change will come. We are not changing it, but we must look for big volume. We must look for lower prices like Nvidia. This is very, very interesting for us. And now, what is my idea? My idea is waiting for interesting setups on the highs. And when I understand that the market goes like this and it start to fall down, it's important to hold it very high because the second wave will be go very fast and also FDAX will collaborate very fast. About Max 7, does TTT I analyze every stock, but wait a second, I will translate it for me that I don't tell you bullshit.
Does the TT team assign weight to each? So maybe for the recordings about the Max 7, does the TT team assign weight to each stock in any way, or is your analysis individual for each stock? So if I understand your question correctly, it's we analyze the individual stocks, but in the background, like Tom explained, we know that the Max 7, the definition was posted earlier in the chat. So the biggest most weighted stocks in the ES, but also you don't have the Max 7, but you have also strongly weighted stocks like the SAP stock or telecom stock where you know they have a lot of weight on the index, and that's why you can also analyze them individually to get a like first indication on how the index itself will move and where was the previous fair value of those individual stocks, and are they just skyrocketing like a meme coin, or is there actual valuation?
Good. The last stock I will show you, this is Porsche. And Porsche, I think everybody knows this company. They build very nice cars. And the IPO was in 2022, yes, 3 years before. And everybody I know a lot of people who are working on Porsche, ask me, Thomas, can you create nice prices for me for to earn IPO stocks? The price level was 80. And I think about it and I see, okay, Porsche is going up more and more and more to electrical car builder. And this is bullshit. In my eyes, it's a bullshit. Only buy cars with electric. And if you see this chart, you can don't think about what does it mean for the German industry, because other prices like Volkswagen, like Mercedes-Benz, this is the background of Germany, and the automobile stocks are so down. This is crazy, and I can imagine when the real unemployment rate is coming because a lot of people lose their work because the German cars are not interesting outside of Germany. Um, it will be a horrible story. And this is not good for German and for us traders. This is totally crazy what happened at the stock market, like DAX, and on the real industry. Yeah, we see it every day. A lot of people have no work, are scared about their working places, and a lot of them lose it. And the price of DAX futures on the top, 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 top. And this is only about the KI story. And it's not able that all people found new jobs in KI industry sectors because people must live, people must eat, people must drive, and anything else. And I can't understand what happened at the markets, but it happens. We must think about. But now there is a price level I can imagine on the technical side and on the side of the inflation. It's possible that it will become back a little bit, that the mark goes down. And if you remember this picture, this is the real side of Germany. And all the time when the stock markets go very, very long way away from the real industry, it comes back. And when this happens, we have a very hard short market in Germany. Okay, that was everything I will explain you today. I hope it helps you a little bit and you understand what I explain in my English. It's not so good like Jonathan, but this is very important for you for the next year, for the whole year. I think for the next 2 years, when the market do the change, you must think all the time about these pictures I sent you and don't buy too early stocks when the first move goes very hard down. Okay? This is important for me that you understand it. Good. That's everything I would tell you. For me, it's hard to tell it in English. On Friday, I will explain it for my German students. You are the first one to learn the story. And I hope you are happy with it. It's a little bit other way of explanation about the market, but I think for everybody, very interesting. Yes, Jonathan?
Yes. Thank you for being here. We will, Tom will explain on Friday to the German students the same approach, or the same logic. 1 year ago, there was the analysis about the boom that will happen. So extensively, asset prices or indices will rise. That was the analysis shared internally, family and friends of the TTT office 1 year ago. And now you saw the approach on how we check if maybe there's an excess. So when there are the first signs, when you go through the individual stocks to get an indication for the indices. I think it was perfectly explained, Tom. I think everybody understood it as there haven't been a lot of questions. So we will continue on Friday with search. So we will have search on stage and go a little bit deeper on the footprint and order book chart to continue the order flow series that Andrea and Fabio already kicked off, or Andrea kicked off, and Fabio will continue to do it on Thursday. And then we will add up and round it up with search on Friday. So if you have any questions for order flow, footprint, post them in the Discord. You know where it is. And then see you on Friday and see you in the Discord. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.